AnaSkolnik, according to her Google Plus page, does that mean, Peter, she didn't send a bio? Oh. Well, this is nice and short. You did the 30 words. Anna is named after her great-grandma, Caroline's best friend, the real Anastasia. Here's Anna.
All right. So, before I was old enough to go out drinking, the only thing that my older friends and I could do together was go to the roller derby. And I think it was in 08 or 09, the halftime show at the roller derby championship games featured hula hooping. And these chicks were doing like twirls and throw catch, and it was so crazy. I was so mesmerized that I went and bought my own hula hoop. And it was big and bulky and stuff, and I was looking up on YouTube like how to learn the moves, and it was very intimidating, but my friends were encouraging, and my friend Phil, who took that picture of me, said, your name should be Anna Hoops, and so it just kind of stuck. And then I acclimated to kids' hula hoops because they're like lighter and faster and you can zip them around, and so when I was wrapping them, I didn't want to have like the candy cane pattern because it was too easy. So I came up with this like lattice shape sort of thing. But yeah, so I was like totally addicted, and it was a matter of like taking them with me everywhere I could go. So I found out that if you take like a headband and tie the hula hoop to the strap of your bag and secure the knot, you can ride with it on your bike, hands free. So it's perfectly safe in traffic. I promise. And also, like what you can also do to bring hula hoops with you is you can disconnect the plastic and then coil it down over itself and then reconnect it so it's half the size. And it's called the coil down, and it's like 15 inches in diameter, so it's kind of like the size of a steering wheel, and it's very discreet because normally when I carry hula hoops, people yell at me from across the street. They're like, "Dance monkey!" But this way, they don't know what it is. They're like, people are like, "OMG, that's such a cool bag charm." Okay, so anyway, I go around town and I'm always hula hooping, and a lot of people ask me like, "Do you fire hoop?" And the answer is no. Like a lot of hoopers treat fire hooping like it's the end all be all, but my challenge that I think in hula hooping is to take like a flimsy, a good for nothing piece of plastic tubing and see how far you can push it and like how interesting you can make it. So I've been doing that for 5 years, and obviously I find solace in hula hooping, and it's an exercise that makes you feel very nice. But at the same time, people like to watch you do it. It's like performance. So it's a nice opportunity to make an artistic statement. And my friends, they ask me like, "What's going on in your head while you're hula hooping?" And I think that's a good question because I don't really know. But I try not to like completely tune out because then I might accidentally hit someone. But another thing is that I draw pictures of moves I can remember that lead into each other. So this is basically what the inside of my brain looks like. And it's good to have the sequences to fall back on and stuff when you're improvising because, you know, it's like, you know, you want to know. Blah, blah. So anyway, I view the hula hoop as like a movement tool so that if you can kind of, when you're actually hula hooping, if you can kind of create the appearance that the hula hoop is like steady in space, but you kind of manage to like move all crazy ways around it and stuff, then if the hula hoop like appears relatively still, then you kind of know that you have good form. It's like an indicator sort of. So that's kind of like how I look at it. And to hone in on this method, I decided to street perform. I got my license at City Hall, and it was a long day, you can tell. So I got out on the street. Street performing, it was really comfortable also because, well, surprisingly comfortable because, you know, I'd be out there on the Magnificent Mile and the audience would just pass you by. They weren't like examining you too closely because they were busy shopping. But it also felt like a performance, so you kind of had to do well. And I got really good at being ambidextrous because I'd be there for like 2.5 to 3 hours. So naturally you have to go both ways or else you throw out your back, at least for me. And then like the police, they would always kick me from like one intersection to the next, so I would update it on my Twitter so that my friends can visit me. Hashtag watch my hoops. So that worked out sometimes. And then on top of this, I just feel like, especially in like an urban setting, like hula hooping, it's like a nice way to interact with your surroundings. It adds like this layer of pretty beauty, you know, it's dancing, it's nice. But after a while, it gets boring again. You have to make new ways to challenge yourself. So I saw this advertisement on YouTube that was like, "Do you want to be in a music video?" I was like, "Yeah." So I tried out, and I got selected to fly to LA to shoot promotional footage for this hula hooping documentary called The Hooping Life. And I loved it. This was really fun. I got to meet all these hula hoopers who are just as obsessed with hula hooping as I am. We were just shooting the shit and shooting this footage for the documentary. And one person who I met that was especially interesting was Tisha Marina, because what she does, I'm back there. So what Tisha does, she teaches hula hooping in East LA in this after-school program, and I thought what was so cool because it puts hula hooping in this different context where you're like reaching out, and it makes it more worthwhile. So being inspired from that, I came home and started my own hula hooping club. The Hoop, there it is, at the Center on Halsted. So at the Center on Halsted, the Center on Halsted is Halsted and Waveland. They have a facility that hosts an LGBT youth program, ages 13 to 24, and it's a really great program. I've been doing this club every Wednesday there for over a year now, and every Wednesday we come in hula hoop for like 2 hours. And another kind of dance that's really popular is voguing. So we're working on this choreography that combines hula hooping and voguing, and it's going to be so awesome when we finish it. And it's just a great way to know all the people in my neighborhood and keep tabs on everybody. Sometimes we get carried away and just don't even care about the hula hoops. But yeah, one of the last things that I wanted to tell you, though, was, it was about this quote that I saw randomly on the internet that I liked it, because it said, strive to do ordinary things extraordinarily well. And I thought that this pertains to my relationship with hula hooping, because it is very simple and it's accessible and shareable. But then when you start to do it more and more, it turns into this kind of puzzle. And I feel like this puzzle, I feel like it's going to probably keep me amused for the rest of my life. And that's it. You guys have any questions?
I have it on a reliable source that Anna has her hula hoop with her. And her earrings actually look a little hula hoop-like also. I'm exhausted just watching that. Do we need a couple of minutes? Let's have another huge hand for Anna. I think that's a candidate to upload onto the global PK site, Torsten, don't you think? Yeah? You having a good time? We should have all brought hula hoops, and we could have gone out there at the beer break and done it outside. Next time we should do that.